Hi, and welcome to the BSSS e-content video platform. In part 1, we have discussed some very selected rules and the use of the present form. But in this part of our video, we'll be talking about part 2, in which we'll be talking about the other features of the use of tenses. Let us just begin with the second use of tense form, where we'll be talking about the past tense. Let us just take the first form of the past tense. That will be the SPT form, or simple past tense. What is the formula for simple past tense? Subject plus second form of verb plus rest of the sentence. Why do we use it? Well, to express that something was done or took place in past time. Let's understand it by the help of an example. The dentist cured the toothache of patient and relieved him of pain forever. Look at these two underlying past forms, cured and relieved, in which I have attached ed in both the words. This immediately talks about that the statement is in purely past tense form, in simple past tense. Second, the child ate. Eat in the second form became ate. The child ate entire food of the plate and made her mother happy. Eat became ate, make became made. I hope it's quite simple. What is the rule in it? The most important feature of a situation is to understand whether the verb taken is regular or irregular. Look at the past form now with past continuous tense. The past continuous tense talks about the formula as subject plus was and were plus use of verb plus ing and the rest of the sentence. Why do we take this form? Well, to express an action that was still going on in the past time, referred to as, understand with the help of this example, the singer was singing onto the stage when I called upon her. Now was plus ing in the verb. So we have attached the gerund ing with the verb sing. Second statement is in the form of an interrogative statement. Why was the dog running and barking at the stranger of the colony? The third example. The women of the village were fetching water in bucket for cleaning the buffaloes. I hope you have understood this form of past continuous tense. We'll be now talking about the past perfect tense. The formula for the same will be subject plus use of had plus third form of verb plus the rest of the sentence. Well, this form is taken to denote an action which had been over at some point in the past time before another action is recommended or that action is commenced. For example, the train had left before we reached the station, or the train had left so soon even when we reached the station so early. This second type of this example was actually a transformed version of the statement which I have just shared with you. Now look at the last two statements of the same part of past perfect. The ship had sunk and the Navy couldn't find it for long. I have taken the helping verb had and taken the third form of sink. Sink, sank, sunk. So we have taken it as had sunk. And the last statement, the pocket had gone torn to more pressure of coins inside it. Now we are going to end this use of past form with the help of this last slide with use of PPCT. The full form of it is past perfect continuous tense. The formula for the same is subject plus had been plus ing in the verb. Look at these examples. She had been singing for 2 hours. This statement was an imperfect past. Look at the second statement. She had been singing for 2 hours when you came to meet her. This was imperfect past. I hope you understand the difference between imperfect past form and perfect past form. In the same way, we are going to talk about the another statement in which we'll be taking a separate use of the situation. This situation talks about the chauffeur. The chauffeur, which is also called as a driver, had been driving Mercedes-Benz for his boss on city streets 2 days ago. So that's how we learn the very simple use of this past perfect continuous tense form. We are now going to begin with the use of future tense. We'll be quickly wrapping up with all the 4 forms of future tense. Let's begin with the use of simple future tense. The formula for the same is subject plus use of will and shall plus first form of verb. Look at the examples down below. We shall go to swim in a swimming pool tomorrow with family. I have attached the first form while I've taken the helping verb shall. I cannot attach ing, ed, es or any other suffix in the end because that will be absolutely wrong. This same statement example can also be taken in a very different way or in another way. That can be as, we shall go swimming in a pool tomorrow with family, definitely. We have now reached to the second form of future tense where we'll be talking about FCT. The full form is future continuous tense. The formula for the same is subject plus attachment with will be and shall be plus verb plus ing. Well, this is taken to denote an action going on at some point in future time. What are the examples? Let's work on these examples. The mouse of the laptop will not be working properly. Second, my mother will be making chapatis in the kitchen 15 minutes from now. This is a third form of future tense in which we'll be talking about future perfect tense. What does a future perfect tense imply? The formula for the same is will have and shall have plus third form of the verb. So with subject, we have to be extra careful with the use of will have and shall have plus third form. Most of the non-native speakers take the first form or the second form, which will be absolutely wrong. What is example for the same? Well, the servant will have done household works until the landlady should arrive at home. Now we'll be looking at the last form of the future tense, where we'll be talking about the FPCT, future perfect continuous tense. And what is the formula for the same? Subject plus shall have or will have, but with the attachment of been plus verb plus ing. So it will be shall have been or will have been. What is example for the same? The workers of the coal mine will have been working non-stop inside the mine for 45 days. I hope you have understood these 3 different basic forms of tenses, including present, perfect, present, past and future, and hope you are going to practice these extremely important forms and the rules in which we consider them for different situations, for different conditions, individual have them. In this part of the slide, we'll be talking about the total number of forms of tenses. So for my audience's simple help and support, I have just taken one theme and I have mentioned all the 12 forms of the tenses in it. You can just clearly see through this slide as the statement says, she dances outside her house in rain. Now, by the time you reach to the end of this slide, you'll be able to witness how these 12 forms are completed so easily and so carefully. This is an extremely important slide of the day in which I've included the major errors in the use of tenses done by the non-native speakers like us in India. In this slide, we'll be talking about the incorrect statements and correct statements. These are certain features which I'm going to include in this slide. Let's just begin with the first incorrect statement. I did not write the letter yet. Well, this entire statement was totally incorrect. What is a correct feature? Well, in place of did not, we have to take have not. I have not written the letter yet. I hope you have understood. Now the second statement. I lived in New Delhi since 1986. Again, this was a totally incorrect statement. What was the correct statement? I have lived in New Delhi since 1986. Again, lived did not include the use of helping verb have, but we have learned it with the help of have. And so on. This is how these different statements we learn with the help of the major errors that the people commit while speaking and writing. And I hope you all be able to justify your cause when you take these very important statements and how we learn to correct these statements as they are. I have chosen some 3 and 4 slides for my audience, and with the help of these graphical slides, you'll be able to have a taste of how some simple and complex things are considered when we take it in a form of spoken or written features. Look at these slides very carefully, and in the end, I'm going to share the examples based on these slides. These are certain examples. I have used one sample example for your help. I have taken some simple single word hint. What you need to do is that you need to arrange or join these individual words and make it a proper, sensible, tense statement. How it is done, let us just work on that. Let us first begin with the sample example. She often shop at Macy's. This entire example is in a simple present form. These fill up the blanks or dashes for your help will help you to construct the complete sentence out of these bifurcated hints or words. For example, if we begin with these situations down below, you will have an immediate taste of how these examples need to be done. For example, we watch TV when we hear bad news. I put this entire statement into past form. How can we change it now? We were watching TV when we heard the bad news. In the same way, I not go out rain. This statement is a conditional statement. So when we open up the statement, how is it open? I wouldn't have gone out in the rain. Please work on these complete example lists. And in the end, I would just like to say thank you for watching this 2-part series of tenses with me. I hope I'm going to help you in immediate future soon. Thank you so much.